think I'm a boomer. I think I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm Mike the Zoomer. Okay. EWGWHITE coming with the heat. I stay fooling with my bot, my tunes will make your speakers hot. Dance floor, hopscotch, baby, do the pop. Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the world dedicated to radical centrism. I am your host, Orion, and joining me, as always, is Micah. What's up, man?
Hello, my grillas.
Hello, my grillas. This is the last episode you're going to hear before I go up on the boat, the great going outside of 2021. So, wish me luck out there, boys. So, to introduce our guests today, we have from the AntiHate community subreddit, Jello and Sky.
Hello, I'm Jello.
Hi, I'm Sky, or Undulating Sky.
Very high energy. You know, I think that, fighting hate all the time would really get you guys going a bit more, but holy shit.
You know, it's a hard game. It gets tiring after a while.
Yeah, it sounds like it really drains you.
Yeah, some of us are up all night, all day, all night, no sleep.
That's the thing. Fighting hate is a 24-hour game, and I guess that brings me to my first question, because a lot of our viewers aren't plebiters. They go outside a lot. A lot of our guests or a lot of our listeners
are productive citizens.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the overall mission and goal of your community? What is it exactly that you do?
Basically, we want to eradicate all hate. And this means bigotry, racism, discrimination against marginalized people, transphobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, xenophobia, hydrophobia, and so on. And we just want to eradicate that. Yeah, and landphobia, because
Good.
Landlords are truly the platform on which we build society.
I also feel like we've started to give people a voice, the people that aren't looked upon very much in society, that always had been ridiculed when they come out, they say things. We're giving them a platform where they can celebrate whatever they want, their transition of color, whatever they want. They can come on our platform and be, hey, this is who I am, and they can get good vibes, good messages.
So fighting hate, how do you all go about fighting hate? Because hate is like a hydra. It has many heads. You go to cut one off, and 3 more Nazis emerge from it. What do you do to curb this hate in our society?
I think it begins with identifying hate. You have to find where the hate's coming from. A lot of people, even me, when I first started coming to AHC, I wasn't aware of the amount of hate, what type of hate there was. There was lots. I didn't know anything about land phobias, anything like that. It's not common in my area. We don't know about that. So I think the first step is just identifying, learning, and putting out knowledge of the hate that exists, and then growing from there and deciding on what we want to do with it. And each hate you have to approach differently. One hate's not like another hate.
Yeah, and it seems like your whole kind of cause is admirable, and for the fact that you pursue all avenues of hate, not just some of what might be the more socially acceptable signs of hatred, but you actually you look out for the the people of land, for instance, or maybe the anime sexuals who we talked to before, and you might even talk down people who hate people who are hateful, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that wants to speak, anyone that needs a platform, that feels underappreciated, feels like they have a group that's being harassed, is always welcome. Always welcome on our subreddit.
Except for CHUDs. For CHUDs. We don't want them.
And what is a CHUD?
A CHUD is a cannibal humanoid underground dweller. And basically it refers to, the usual alt-righter or, transphobic person. And we just want to destroy them. Like, we're just going to kill them all in Minecraft.
We're gonna round them up into camps.
We're gonna do that.
First, we're going to put stars on them and identify them.
It'd be easier to find out who they are.
That is a good idea.
Just be
that is a good idea.
Yeah, I see the value in that. You don't want to just be walking down the street and having one of these people even come into your area, and you'd have to look at them, and I couldn't imagine having to deal with that.
We should first take these CHUDs, move them to little places in their cities. We can call them ghettos. I don't know. And then we can be like, hey, you're gonna have a good time in these ghettos, but really we're just gonna haul them onto these trains, and we're gonna send them to these camps to get re-educated. And
right, and so while you all are genociding these CHUDs, quote unquote.
No, it's not genocide. It's not genocide. It's just
re-education.
Prejudice. Yeah, re-education.
So let me rephrase that. While you guys are dealing with the CHUD problem, quote unquote, Are you also going to not allow people to speak hatefully about the chuds?
No, you can speak. It's not hate to talk about the chuds like that. Okay, the
They're not
chuds
really
are
people, you know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
can't hate on them because they don't actually, exist on our
They're not
community
even.
in
They're
our
like
minds.
creatures. They're creatures.
You
You
know,
can
so
stomp them.
Is
You
it
know,
is it
like
there's
fair to
no
say that hate requires power plus prejudice?
yes,
And
yes,
since
yes. So true.
okay, yeah, I think I
Mhm.
understand what you're saying. So it can't be hateful because they have all the power while
Yeah,
you load them up onto trains and send them to
yeah.
re-education camps.
there you go. I think you're
Yeah,
starting to
yeah.
get it.
It's nice to see someone understand what we say, but it's not like that in our servers and subreddits. You know, there's always these chuds saying, "Oh, you can be racist to white people," and it's like, no, you can't. Right?
That's
It's
true.
not the same. It doesn't
That is
exist.
true.
If I kill a white person because they're white, it's not hateful. It's simply a revolutionary act. Okay? Yeah.
So I think we've covered your mission and your beliefs pretty well, your logically consistent beliefs. So I guess that would bring me to asking about the origin of anti-hate communities. Now, how did you all get started in this realm? What made you take up, your call to arms, these actions to stop these chuds from spreading their dangerous, murderous ideas?
Okay, so I can speak a little bit about the origin of the sub itself. So the founder, Son of Walk, and I believe a couple others like Kill the Kaiser and Cosmosive and Visflare, they created the subreddit because they wanted to fight this hate. And they found the subreddit r/ahs, which is said to be against hate, but in reality it's chud satire. Forgive me for using that word of hate, fighting hate, and it's so disgusting to see these people trying to invalidate our movement. And so, our glorious founders made this subreddit, and the story goes on from there.
One of the things that bothers me about against hate subreddit satire is that satire is a weapon used by white supremacists to attack and diminish, marginalized groups and the little power that they try and wield.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
agree with that. I
Yeah,
think they try to turn it into a joke so everybody can laugh at them and have a good time at their expense. And that way they don't have to put themselves into those people's shoes and see it from their side if they just think it's a big joke. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you can combat hate and racism by using a tactic of racists.
I don't understand.
Oh, well, satire, you see.
Yeah. Satire is not really something that you want to use ever in your life, really. It's just a hateful thing to use in general to, like,
I mean, it's
just
it's just it's just a very generalized form of gaslighting.
yeah, definitely. It's like taking someone's idea and then saying it's a joke. And that is gaslighting, that is gatekeeping, and that is not girl bossing. And I just think we should stop that.
The thing about satire is that, people like Adolf Hitler, he wrote Mein Kampf, and what was his defense of it? He said, I'm just joking around, bro. This is all a joke, bro. Until it wasn't a joke, bro. This
There
Yeah.
is
you
how it
go.
always starts, They think that their little jokes are just so funny and so haha until they really start enacting these draconian, murderous, genocidal policies that hurt people.
Yeah, I think he said something once in German, but I don't know what it said, but I think it was something about how he was using satire to make fun of Jewish people, and I think that was really messed up and fudged up.
Yeah, I think I remember that quote as well. It's pretty well known.
Yeah.
I think he said something in German once. That tracks.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
would rebunk that claim. So I'm sure that, as a result of fighting all this hate, you get a lot of hate drawn to you. A lot of people saying, horrible things, trying to stop you from stopping Nazi invasions. What is some of the hate and harassment that you all faced, in your mod mail, other bigoted subreddits, things like that?
Just this morning, like I logged on and they were dealing with automated bots. Like these people had used their Friday night, Saturday morning to make some automated bots to spam the subreddit. Like what are you doing with your life if this is what you're doing? Like to attack people who are being marginalized, undervalued, underappreciated initiated people to light so they can share their stories, strength and hope with people. You're making bots it was so bad. Our subreddit gets attacked a lot. I've never once seen Reddit itself send us mail through mod mail. They finally did. They're like, we've noticed an increased amount of traffic in your subreddit. If you need help, here are some links. This is how you deal with it. Never seen that until today. So every day, like even just today, this morning, we're dealing with this stuff all the time.
And what were
constantly.
how were these bots sent out? What were they doing? How were they, harassing you?
Just they were spamming the stupidest shit. I didn't catch it. I was literally asleep when I woke up, and I thought, like, they said, we're getting raided so much. Like, they literally said that we're getting raided. I said LOL, because like we just get raided so much at this point. It's just like, oh, another day of getting raided. The Discord, if you know anything about our history, our Discords have been shut down before. We were at like 1,000 people on the Discord. It's back up now. We're getting our numbers back up there, but I don't know the context. The other mods had dealt with it. I can try to look into it, but it was something really stupid. I can't even remember right now, though, as I don't even know what it was.
Why do you think these companies hate you so much? Why do you think that they're so against? Because they try and put on this face like they're progressive, They put on rainbow flags on their Twitter profiles and say, "Oh, we love progressive values." But then they turn around and ban communities like yours. They send you mocking messages saying, "Oh yeah, contact us if you need help from these bots on your subreddit." But if you message them, they're just gonna send you a picture of their balls or something. So why do you think it is that these websites, these companies, why do they hate you so much? Why don't they support your values and your messaging?
That's
Money.
because they're run by white people. Every company is run by white people, okay? White people control the world, the banks, okay? Did you know that white people own everything. They have, these facial features and you can tell who are white. And it's disgusting to see these people trying to take advantage of our movement, posturing and putting our symbols onto their company logo and trying to pretend like they're with us when in reality they are the oppressor. And that's why I think we should hang them in Minecraft.
I can speak on that a bit as well. I'm actually indigenous from Musqueam in Alberta, formerly known as Hobima. We changed the name about 4 years ago. But if you look at indigenous culture, we never had any form of currency. We never had any form of government. We regulated ourselves. We didn't need that. And then when white people came and found our communities, they said that this can't exist. We can't have this here. People who don't live with money, who don't live with these kind of values, we have to re-educate them, eradicate them. I don't know if you guys keep up in the news. There are a lot of grave sites that are being dug up where kids were murdered just for not believing in money.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, you want to say allegedly, but there's bodies. You can carbon date them. So
Allegedly.
Okay, I'll respect your opinion.
I'm sorry. That was maybe a little far even for me. Yeah, so I guess I would say that it's horrible that they wanted to impose their white maleness on your community. They shouldn't have done that.
Definitely. They banned our Discord and our accounts because they said it was supposedly cyberbullying. And I think it was like they're trying to mock us, It's like we're the ones fighting bullying and they're saying we are the ones.
That's the thing. It's white people who always want to claim victimhood. Is the problem.
White people are the bullies of society.
Sky, are you white?
No. I am Indian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like white Indian or
No. No, my parents and actually my great grandparents were enslaved by the British imperialists in India, and they were, killed and raped, and they made satire of them. That's what happened. That's what happened back then.
They made satire of them.
Yeah, that's what the imperialists.
It's a perpetuation of that, Back then, your great grandparents were colonized by white British, and now your communities, your platform is being colonized by whites once again, making satire like against hate subreddits, mocking, deriding, and ultimately genociding your cause. It's disgusting. So one of your mods told me that you all got the Super Straight subreddit banned. What's this all about? Because I've always considered them somewhat of an ally to
No,
the
no, no.
anti-hate cause.
Super straight, we looked into it, at first we're like, okay, this is valid, right? But we looked into it, and it was once again a chud satire. Okay, we thought
What?
yes, it was, they were.
The
Yes,
SS?
yes, surprisingly, right? We thought it was valid, but it's just a way to be transphobic, right? And that's horrible. These people were saying, oh, we're only attracted to cisgendered people, which is fake, by the way. Cisgendered people aren't people, they don't exist. And so you can't be attracted to them. So
Propaganda.
we wanted to get them shut down because they're chuds. And we went on our Twitters. We told everyone, we're like, this is chud satire. And surprisingly, the Twitter community, which is very right wing and Nazi, got into there and kind of helped us, and got rid of these hateful chuds. And I think that was so wholesome, Chungus moment.
I've got to ask, what makes you think that the super straight movement was satire? Because, I've met some super straights, I've met some super gays, and I've always held the belief that they were heckin' cute and valid, and I've
Mm.
never seen any evidence to point any other way.
It's you need to be very smart and high intelligence, smart and good at fighting hate to understand it. So I don't know if you would get it, because me and Gelbo are sort
Excuse
of.
me.
No,
Excuse
I'm
me,
not.
sir.
No offense. No offense. But
No
we
offense.
are the professionals. We are the soldiers. We are the social
Interesting.
justice warriors, as they say.
Plus,
Okay.
if
Yeah.
we told you how we got this information, we would end up sharing this knowledge, and in potentially future organizations like this will be able to combat our way of getting to the bottom of it.
Right, because while I'm listening to this, all I can really think is, do they have an accredited source to back up their claim here? Because I might be able to believe that someone would take the SS moniker, that representation, and they would distort it for their own malicious intent. But I also I also believe those people who express their feelings about their sexual preferences, and I have to believe those as being valid. I don't see why it can't be both.
But being a heterosexual is not valid. It's really just the status quo, and you have all the power. So, us, getting rid of heterosexuals or super straights is literally just getting rid of the oppressors. There's nothing bad about that anyways. So, I think that's something to consider in the conversation.
So, do you know who else was running around talking about how they had these sources, but they couldn't say who? But you would all
Mm,
see how
mm,
right they were in the future. QAnon.
mm.
QAnon and his supporters. They did the exact same thing. Now, I was on board for your cause, but then you insulted my intelligence, saying I wasn't high IQ enough to understand this. Do you know how much Rick and Morty I watch, sir?
I do believe that you, after hearing what you just said, I do believe you may have the intellectual capacity to understand this. But like I said before, I don't think I can share these things with you quite
It's
yet.
also a little concerning to me that you would bring up IQ, which is a white supremacist metric to begin with.
I think Sky has left the chat.
I think he might have got disconnected, or I'm not too sure what happened. He did say that he had to leave, and it is around 4:30. He had a trip to go with his father, so it's possibly that.
Well, I think more so than that, it was my high T alpha mentality that bullied him out of here. Because I
It
know
might
Probably.
it might have been where we don't know yet. We shouldn't make any assumptions, but it could have been. It could have been.
you anti-hate types, God bless you, you're doing God's work, but not exactly the toughest. When a real radical centrist bares his chest
Yeah.
and flexes his
We
arms,
bring down the facts and logic.
brings down the hammer of facts and logic upon,
I'm still here, so maybe some of
Oh, my
them I
bad,
could
my
see that.
bad.
But
I think
oh, there
someone
you
hacked
go.
me or something. But
You're getting
right.
DDoSed.
Yeah, I think I have to go, folks. This is, unfortunately, I have some commitments I have to go to, to fight hate and stuff. So
You
yeah,
have an Antifa rally to attend right
yeah.
now.
I can't confirm nor deny that
Ben
because
Shapiro is showing up at a college near you, and you need to go assault some old white boomers.
yes. No, but
All
really,
right,
I do have to go.
all right, for sure. Cool. Thanks for coming on. We'll continue with our guest Jello. So in the AHC community, what allies do you have? Because part of fighting hate, it's super important for marginalized groups to network, to establish co-ops and whatnot,
Dominance.
to establish
Yeah.
dominance.
I think some of our strongest allies come from love for landlords, which you did have guests on your show before, and I think a lot of we've had a surprising influx of top minds of Reddit. Of course, I think that the minute they heard about our community, the top minds of Reddit definitely wanted to come and be part of this, as it does fit their bill. We have a few other ones. Zeno is a good ally of us. We have a few other ones in the works, but unfortunately, we've tried to create more subreddits, and every time like one of the people that are on the moderator team of this subreddit try to create another one, they get banned pretty quickly. I don't understand like if it was like something they did personally or if it is indeed their alliance with AHC that gets them banned, but we have been unfortunately not able to make too many offshoots, so we're just stuck with the few allies we have, but we're always looking for more. Always looking for more.
Yeah, it's very important when fighting hate to have mutual support networks. If you don't, it's like David versus Goliath. But if you have 100 Davids, it gets a whole lot easier to take down the Goliath known as white supremacy. Now, what the hell is Xeno? You mentioned them. I'm
Xeno's not my
unfamiliar.
community, but it's basically just related to all things China. It's more of the how would you say the real China's opinions on stuff like that. I'm not part of that community, so I can't speak at whole with Xeno. But I can speak on maybe just like the ideas. I can't even speak on that really. It's just I know there's no xenophobia is allowed, no xenophobin, stuff like that. I don't know what they're actually too much about as I don't moderate it.
It sounds like an important community to help fight stopping Asian hate,
Right.
Yeah,
And generally you don't actually need to know very much at all to fight against hate. Like it's not necessary.
True enough.
In fact, the less you know, the better. Part of fighting hate is having a sort of a blind allegiance to fighting it. If you're too woke for it, if you try and understand too much, you might get this pesky thing called empathy, where you might see the other side and say, these are people too. But what you need to understand is that they're not. People who oppose you are not people.
You definitely have to try not to take anything personally. I think that's the number one rule when you start to incorporate more people's ideas than just your own under one umbrella. Because if you start to take things personally, you may end up saying ideas that aren't generally with the vast community. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of my own ideas and opinions, but I tend to just push those to the side when fighting hate and just focus on what the group wants, what the community wants, what the community thinks.
So you push aside your individual identity and conform to the group as to make it stronger.
Yes, I think you have to do that as a leader, even if you don't directly agree with all the ideas put together by the community. You have to say, well, if the general majority of people think this is what's best for the future of the community, then I'll go with that.
That's what our great leader Bernie Sanders did in regards to gun control.
Oh, I'm Canadian. What did he do exactly?
He just switched his whole identity.
Okay.
His whole opinion on guns kind of did a whole 180
multiple times.
So against hate subreddits, your rival sub, the alt-right trolls, I've been told that they enable and have a white wife beater on their mod team.
Yeah,
and
I
that they put child porn on other subreddits. What's this all about? Because I need a source for this claim. It seems crazy.
Okay, yeah, I have no problem talking about that. It's if you say this stuff on Reddit, unfortunately, a lot of moderators are in cahoots, at least at saying the minimum with this, because we have factual arrest photos of Bart Finn. I'm gonna respect their pronouns. She beat her wife, was arrested on those charges, and you can look up the mugshot, no problem. The other thing you were talking about, the child porn, it seems to be, it was really hard when I first came to AHC to find any evidence of this, but more people seem to be able to come up with evidence from wherever they get screenshots, the Discords. So now you can actually just type into Google Bart Finn, BARDFINN. You can put in wife and you can see that, or you can put in child porn and we will see. I think it's
I'm not putting that into Google.
It's the top.
My
Literally,
Grillas, do not put that into Google, my Grillas.
Don't worry about it because it knows that you're trying to find out. It's a fact check against Bart Finn. You can actually, I'll just link it to you guys if you'd like to take a look at it and you don't want to type that into Google, but it is available right on it. I'll just throw it in.
Yeah, you know, I have never seen a screenshot online that I didn't just take at face value.
Now, I've got to ask you in respect to Bart Finn, because as a centrist, I think it's important to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and let them have their side too. What did his wife do to prompt the beating?
I'm not entirely sure. Like every time we try to contact AHS, every time we try to contact Bart Finn to ask them what's up with this, they instantly block us. They instantly report us to Reddit, and we did make a post about it on AHC. But like I said, with Bart Finn having allies within the community of Reddit and the admin staff, they managed to get the post taken down. So we had to repost it and we had to post less factual evidence. But luckily, you can look up that stuff for yourself. You can see the arrest photos, stuff like that. Maybe you're even able to get the full story from that. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is because every time I try to ask them about it, I just end up getting banned, blocked from their mod mail, unable to contact them. So I've just given up getting any information out of them at all and just running with the facts that I can find.
I've got to ask you, are there any situations in which you believe that he might have been justified in doing this?
No, I can't see a reason where someone would beat their spouse. I don't understand why it had to come to physical violence over anything. Maybe if the spouse was coming at them with a weapon, something like that, it would justify physical violence. If that's the limit of their anger, then they're a sad person. Just a sad, pathetic excuse for a person.
Well, I'm glad that you've respected her pronouns throughout this whole thing. That's how I know that you guys are the real deal. You guys are the real ones fighting hate.
I actually looked this up.
Oh yeah? What does your research say? Because I know that I form my opinions from a 2-minute Google search. It's all you need to figure things out.
There is a lad that seems to be they're calling him Bart Finn, and this is his there it is right there. I just sent it to you. Well, I sent it to I put it in the chat.
All right, let's see this.
I think the person that broke this story was the Landlord Messiah. Big shout out. Massive respect to that person. I hope they're doing well in life right now. I know they're a pretty busy person, but yeah, they seem to be on the forefront of getting to the bottom of what AHS is really about.
Well, to give credence to your story, he does look like a Redditor.
There you go.
Yeah, Mr.
Although it is prefaced with, an arrest does not mean that the individual has been convicted of the alleged violation, and that individuals on the website are innocent until proven guilty by a court.
Yeah, this individual, Stephen Atkins, location Dallas, Texas, age 35 years old, has not been convicted of the alleged violation. As far as we know, we have not done, and he's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know if he's been convicted, so maybe the courts heard his argument and said, "Yeah, well, she did kind of have it coming."
Interesting take.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We truly don't know what goes on in that household.
I guess the last thing that I would ask you before we go is, what is the end goal of anti-hate communities?
Just to eradicate hate all across Reddit. We'd probably specifically like to be in control of just about everything that goes on there. Have our moderators view everything that gets posted. Just like total control over all things that are Reddit, just to make sure there isn't any hate seeping in there, any people that are being marginalized, any people being overlooked. If we could get complete control of Reddit, that would be our end goal. But small steps.
One day at a time, right?
You could prevent all hate, for now and into the far away future, the distant future, if you just gotten into control of Reddit and then just deleted the entire site.
That would be excellent. I have no problem with that. Again, I am not the creator of AHC, so I can't talk about what they would like to do. But me personally, as a moderator, I wouldn't mind that at all.
And maybe just slip them a little note from Micah.
Okay.
Little suggestion there.
I gotta ask, why limit yourself to Reddit, you know? You could start on Reddit and go on to conquer the whole world in fighting hate, because, you know, hate doesn't stop on Reddit. Hate spreads like a virus that came from a lab in Wuhan. It just, you know, there's no vaccine against it. You can't stop it.
Well, I'd be amazing if we could reach a goal like that. That is, like I said, small steps. We gotta target where we can target right now. A small community. We're growing rapidly. Maybe one day we'll be able to push outside of just Reddit and have higher ambitions and goals.
Anti-hate communities in the Senate, in the Congress, anti-hate president.
In the jungle, in the ocean, everywhere, in space, anywhere we can get, that'd be great.
I was going to say, it's definitely going to be a tough battle for you guys, because if you think combating hatred on Reddit or Twitter is hard, just try combating hatred in YouTube comment sections.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share with our community, with our esteemed listeners?
No, I'm just grateful that you gave us a chance to speak and gave us a chance to share our ideologies, a bit of what we're about. Thank you for your time.
Well, I did see that if you Google, there is a change.org petition to take down against hate subreddits. If you want to Google that and sign it.
That'd be great if you could do that. Thank you for the shout out on that.
As we all know, petitions, particularly online petitions, are one of the most powerful tools we have in instituting policy and fighting hate. All right.
Yes.
Well, I just wanna say to my gorillas out there that I'm gonna miss you while I'm out there on that boat. Wish me luck out there, because it's gonna be rough waters. I'm really gonna have to crack the whip on my tenants who are doing all the work on there while I relax with my feet up, smoking cigars. It's gonna be hard for me out there. So wish me luck. I hope I make a lot of money. And with that, peace out, my grillos.
We're a vlog channel now.
I'm old as a boomer. My man said I'm zooming. Everything cool as long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit the victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation.